Hey, this is Harold Vaughn. I wish that Debbie and I could be there for this tremendous service at Staley Memorial, but we're tied up and we're out of town. We want to wish Brother Bennie Smith and Staley Memorial a tremendous congratulations over all of these years of faithful and fruitful ministry. I have so many good memories of the good times that we had, the great services, and all the good laughs that we had together back in those days. What a tremendous blessing. So every blessing to Pastor Bennie and his family, every blessing to Staley Memorial, and trusting that this will be a landmark day as you remember the goodness of God on the ministry of Bennie Smith.
I count it an honor to be able to say something at the retirement celebration of Reverend Bennie Smith, a dear friend of mine. I first met Bennie probably now almost 20 years ago when Dale Riddle, the evangelist, was here and invited me down where I was doing a revival somewhere else to meet Pastor Bennie and talk and get to become friends. And we struck up a friendship that has lasted all these years, and I've now been at the church here preaching on several different occasions. What I would say about your pastor is he is a man of God who loves Jesus Christ with all of his heart. He's a soul winner who cares about people being won into the kingdom. He's made a difference in the lives of so many people right here at Staley. He is a spiritual father to many of the people, and he's also like a father figure, almost a grandfather figure to many of the people in the church. He's got 3, if not 4 or more young men who've been called into full-time Christian service, who are pastoring in other places and are ministering away from here, which really is an extension of this particular church. And every time they preach, the gospel is shared. It's Staley Memorial Baptist Church right there with them preaching, and it happened because they were won to Jesus in this church and then mentored by Pastor Bennie, and they've just grown to be part of God's kingdom and doing what they do. Bennie and Carol are so sweet. Yes, I know the church is going to miss them dearly in leading. 47 years is a long time to pastor and lead a church. But at the same time, be grateful, be thankful for the years that you had him. Just celebrate on this day for all it's worth. People love Bennie. They care about him. He's ministered and met the needs of so many people. He's seen babies born. He's baptized children. He has done funeral services and weddings, watched kids grow up and become young adults and even older adults sometimes. And it's all been part of God's plan in having him here all these years. And Bennie, I just want you to know how much Esther and I love you and Carol and how much you all mean to us. And we just appreciate what you have done, the friendship we've established. I love your sense of humor. You and I get along really great. And I always enjoy when I get a phone call from you and I know I'm coming this way. And though that won't happen between you and I again, at the same time, I'm grateful for the years that we did get to spend together and the time that we spent together, and pray that I don't know how God's going to use you and lead you in the future. I don't believe he's through with you yet. I hope you'll get other occasional speaking opportunities and chances to win people to Christ in other ways. But I just pray you'll be open to his leadership, what he wants for your life. And so, Bennie, God bless you. Keep on keeping on. And you have been found faithful. And I just can't say enough good words about you, and wish you nothing but the best, and pray God will protect you, give you many more years of life and marriage, and just thank you for being a friend of mine. And God bless you on this special day. After 47 years, you walk away with your head held up high. You did what Jesus asked you to do.
Pastor Bennie Smith, 47 years of ministry, faithful ministry at Staley Memorial Baptist Church. Today is your retirement celebration, and I am so glad to be able to take part of it, even if only through this video. I'm so sorry that I can't be there today. Most of you know who I am. Some of you don't. I'm Pastor Wade Cox. I've been pastoring for 25 years at Memorial Baptist Church in Graham. I grew up at Staley Memorial. Pastor Bennie, I was 6 years old when you you started your ministry there. You shared the gospel with me. You led me to the Lord. You baptized me. You faithfully preached the Word of God and modeled what a faithful pastor should be for all of those years. And then, as a young man in my early 20s, I surrendered to the call and to the gospel ministry. And you started to mentor me in the ministry. And you directed me to continue my education at Liberty University. And I just want to take this opportunity to tell you how much I appreciate you and how much your faithful preaching of the Word of God really built my faith through all of those years. I was thinking the other day of another thing that you did for me that really helped to build my faith. Early on, when I was preparing for the ministry, Pastor Bennie, preacher, you and I would take trips up to Lynchburg to Liberty University to go to conferences called Super Conference. And I can remember probably the first time we took a trip up there, I was riding with you. You came and picked me up at the house, and we left early that morning. And by the time we got to Danville, it was time to stop and get some breakfast because I think you were starting to get hungry. And so this was long before the time when they had the bypass, the 29 bypass going around Danville, so we had to drive through Danville. And so we you pulled into a McDonald's there, and we had breakfast together. And as I said, I'm going to share with y'all something that Pastor Bennie did that really helped to build my faith. I can remember after we ate breakfast and got into the car, I think it was the red Mercury, we got into the car, buckled up, and started to leave the McDonald's. And when we did, preacher, you pulled out into the wrong lane, right into oncoming traffic. And there was a car coming straight for us. And I think I hit the floorboard. I was scared. And somehow you maneuvered the car and avoided a head-on collision. And God showed me right there, brother, that if I was going to continue preparing for the ministry and continue traveling with you, that it was going to take a great deal of faith on my part. And so, thank you for building my faith that way. But in all seriousness, I want to say, brother, I am so appreciative for your faithful ministry all of these years, for your great example, not only to me, but to pastors all over Alamance County for all of these years. Thank you for sharing the gospel. Thank you for the investment that you made into my life. And thank you because you have been a good and faithful servant of the Lord. I rejoice with you on a work well done. And I just want to thank you, preacher, with all of my heart for the difference that you made in my life, that God made in my life through you. God bless y'all, and have a great day.
Good.